Okay, so now I just want to do a video talking about spoilers. This will be spoilers because I already did a video where I kind of said a review of the Battle of Five Armies from the Hobbit, third one. So this is the video where I just talk about things that I liked about the movie. So if you haven't seen the movie, probably go watch it first. Maybe it'll probably be better because then it won't be like spoiled and stuff. But the first thing I want to say is how good was Bard. His whole thing with Smaug was awesome. I loved it. He became shot up and became one of my favorite characters. Like probably him and Bilbo are my favorite characters in the Hobbit movies. He's like the whole thing about him, like how his family had been shamed because people thought that his father had missed, was it his ancestor had missed, but and he's like up there when everyone's like running from Smaug. He's up there firing his arrows, trying to hurt the dragon, and then his son comes with the black arrow, and then it gets shattered. Like the tower that he's standing on gets shattered, and he's got to like shoot the arrow with his son standing there as the shoulder. How cool is that? That is awesome. And his son's like not looking at the dragon coming towards him. Those two are so brave, and they took down the dragon. Without them, none of this battle would have happened. Like you know what I mean? As in, like the town would have been destroyed. And the dragon would have gone back and killed the dwarves, and so it was amazing what they did. And like he redeemed himself, his family, and like that moment, his moment, that was so cool. And just for the rest of the movie was fantastic. How he was always thinking of the people and stuff like that, trying to avoid wars and stuff. So good. Bilbo was amazing, but then the thing with Thorin, how he was like just drawn in by the gold and the greed and that whole area, like of that he got really affected by that whole place. Like he became like, and then they have a whole thing where they said, even now in this hall with the crown on your head, you're less of a king than you have ever been. How good is that line? I mean, it's amazing. I just like that aspect of it, how it's like, it's kind of like a battle of addiction or greed or something like that. How it can happen in real life where people have greed or addictions and it consumes them and destroys them. And in this movie, he's really struggling with it, and like he's just becoming a real jerk. Like he's breaking his promises and stuff like that, and all sorts of things. And then he kind of overcomes it, and in that moment when they burst out of the walls, the dwarves come out to help. That was awesome. That was so cool. Like he kind of redeemed himself, but he had a whole moment in the middle where I didn't like him at all. He's breaking his word. He promised these men, like he would have sharing the gold wealth with them. Bilbo was awesome, what he did, the stuff he did. Legolas was super cool. Tauriel was super cool. I liked the whole thing with Killy and Tauriel. It was really cool. Awesome. Just the whole thing with Tauriel, how she was fighting was it Bolg or something? And how Legolas was fighting Bolg and then he killed him at the end. That was really cool. That was so good. And he was awesome. Everything was really, really cool. I'm watching it again with my friend tomorrow night, so can't wait to watch it again. And now that I've seen the movie, because I've been holding off reading the book for like about 2 years now since the first one came out, because I kind of wanted to wait until I'd seen the movies, because I had forgotten what happens at the end. Kind of, I vaguely remember things, like I still remember bits and pieces, but not a lot, because I read it in primary school, and then I think in high school I might have read it again, but for school. But in primary school I read it for fun and I loved it. But I didn't remember a lot about it. I remember Smaug died, I think Thorin died, but I don't remember a lot about it, so I had left it. So now it's fair game. Now I can read the book and just see what the differences are and stuff like that. Yeah, I love the movie, and just, I don't know if I'll make a separate video. I don't know if I will, but just now, that was it. It hasn't hit me yet. This is the final one, like that Peter Jackson will be directing, a Tolkien movie. Wow, like he's spent a lot of his life doing these movies, like, and putting a lot of effort, and it's amazing. It's crazy, so good. I really appreciate it, and all the team and cast and crew and everything that worked on these movies, like they mean a lot to me. Like throughout my life, like I've watched them and you know, just had so much good memories from watching them. Had the best time, and just in themselves, they're so entertaining and meaningful and epic moments, and yeah, just meaningful things like Frodo climbing up the mountain. Oh my gosh, so much awesome stuff. It's really, really good. So, but now it's over. I just, because you know, the first time you watch the movie, it's the best, like the best, either the first or the second time. Because sometimes the first time is like you kind of thinking, oh yeah, but then the second time you know what's going to happen and you kind of relax and sink in and you kind of enjoy it even more sometimes. But the first time is very different to all the other watching when you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. So this was the first time I watched it, and it's kind of the end of these movies, but it's been a great ride. I always like the quote from Theoden. If this be our end, let it be an end that they will sing about in songs or something. You know, I don't know what it was. His line from The Return of the King, but it was really cool. And yeah, it just feels like they went out all guns blazing with this movie. They didn't half-ass do it. It was so awesome. So I think I'll end the video here and just, yeah, I really loved it.